Well, here we go for the Recurve mixed team bronze medal match. Brazil lost out to Chinese Taipei in the semi-finals, and they will face Korea, who lost to the USA. Arguably the toughest match, the bronze medal playoff, but certainly a very important one.
On target number 1, representing Korea, Ansan. Kim Jae-ryo. On target number 2, representing Brazil, Anna. Marcos Almeida. The legend of this match is Lebesesa.
Well, a big lineup here. Proof that Koreans can be beaten, losing out to the USA in the semi-finals, going up against Brazil. Gaetano at 19 years old on the Brazilian team. It was a 2018 South American Games team gold medalist, but will her relative lack of experience in Korea will take yet another medal here on Recurve Sunday in Colombia. Time for the bronze medal playoff. Korea facing Brazil. Kim Jae-duk will get proceedings underway. To the right, from the sighter, now the triple Olympic champion, Ansan.
It's interesting to see that he drifts off to the right in the 8th, since he was just on the field. The circumstances can all have changed so much that you both drift out into the red. But yeah, maybe the circumstances in their heads might have.
Well, Marcos Almeida onto the shooting line. There's an opportunity here, and he takes it. And he's teamed up with Anna Gaetano. Nervy arrow for the 19-year-old. Not a bad result, given that it was 2-8s from Korea. So halfway through this set, and Brazil have the lead.
That one looked like a worse shot as well. That one you could see that there was a bit of a pluck on the string, whereas normally you can barely notice his fingers go off the string, so this one was just not shot as well. Luckily Ansan manages to recover.
Well, 34, very gettable here for the Brazilian pairing. Switching orders here through the second rotation, so Almeida starts and finishes for Brazil. Gaetano into the 10, that will boost her confidence no end. This is a huge opportunity for Brazil to strike early against Korea.
Yeah, you can only expect Marcus to shoot it within the 8 ring.
He does just that for a 9 and a 36 for the Brazilians. And Chef, are we surprised?
A little bit. I mean, surprise on both sides of the spectrum. Not expecting Korea to shoot 3 8s in the first round, and surprised to see that Gaetano is shooting actually very well and composed.
We've got a match on our hands.
Yeah, we might as well.
Let's take a look back over that set, and uncharacteristic start from the Koreans.
So I think that was the first arrow where he was more surprised than anything else that he was shooting an 8. The second arrow that he shot was actually just not as good of a shot, which is also something we don't see very often from a Korean archer.
There's that second shot. And you're talking about plucking of the string. That sort of changes the direction the arrow flies in?
Yeah, so essentially you'll be holding the string with as little tension on your forearm and fingers as possible, and then when the clicker goes, so the draw length indicator that's on the bow, when it goes, you relax your fingers and your hand will go straight back. You don't have to have any movement to the side. If there is tension and you do actively need to open your fingers to let go of the string, your hand will go off of your face, and you will steer the string a bit away from its intended direction.
Well, a little bit of a shaky start by the Koreans. Very, very high standards. They trail by 2 set points to 0 against Brazil in this bronze medal playoff in the Recurve mixed team competition here in Colombia. And Korea will start set number 2.
Just a couple clicks to the right, yeah, there you go. He was asking his coach if it was on the right again. Got confirmed, he just moved this side, and I think the next arrow will be even less to the right. Now, Marcus on the line, he's arguably the man of the tournament from the last World Cup stage in Paris, winning his individual tournament, and in a very convincing manner as well, with a nice X in the shoot-off. Very nice shot, and a very good example of what I was just saying about the release going straight back. She has a very nice, crisp release in that sense. That's just a bit unlucky for Ansan. You could see her from her face that she was hoping at least one of those arrows to go into the 10 ring, but just edges out of there.
Well, it's an opportunity, a smaller one than the first set, but a 10 here, and they have got a big chance of going 4-0 up.
That's exactly what she does.
Well, age doesn't matter. If you're good enough, you're old enough. 19-year-old shooting 2 10s. A chance here for Dalmeida as well. And he's in the 10. We have got a big match on our hands here. 39 plays 38. And Brazil are giving Korea something to think about in this bronze medal match, and they are in an incredible position now because all they have to do is match what the Koreans put down the range. Chef, they have performed absolutely superbly.
Yeah, this is quite the underdog story so far, and not only have Brazil only to match this next end or the next 2 ends, Korea can only win this match if they can force a shoot-off, so they cannot afford to lose any points here.
Again, good look at the communication between the Korean athletes and coach. Dalmeida making some changes as well after his first arrow.
It makes you wonder, because Anna is relatively young, she's 19 years old, but she has seen her teammate, her mixed teammate, shoot for the medals when he was 16 years old, just some 8 years ago. So it makes you wonder, has she just had a great example in that regard?
Well, the evidence would suggest she has. And if you ever saw a look of worry on the faces of Korean archers, I think you just saw it there from Kim Jae-duk. Korea trail Brazil by 4 set points to 0, and they cannot afford to do anything but win the next 2 sets. Start of the third here with Kim Jae-duk on the shooting line and into the 10 ring.
This is exactly what they need to be doing. They can only get back into this match if they win sets. It's not enough to tie a set, and they will have to win sets and win the shoot-off. Do they want to get back into this match?
What a response from Marcus D'Almeida. And even if they drop points here, they've got to maintain their composure because they've got another shot at this in the next set if Korea were to win this particular set. Easier said than done. Longer hold.
Yeah, that one showed. You could see sometimes it's not that bad if you have a bit of a longer hold. Like I said in the previous session or match, Kim Woo-jin had a longer hold, but he's able to cope with that and manage a longer hold. But you can see here there was a bit of a wobble, and she just lost the tension that you need to fire a good shot. So just putting this arrow in the gold will get them this set.
First perfect, a 40 there, and signs are looking good for the Korean comeback. They will get the points in this set, but these 2 arrows are really important.
Yeah, so these are 2 arrows you can really try to shoot a relaxed shot, shoot a shot that you want to shoot, and you can see where it hits, in her case, exactly in the middle of the target. Because there is no pressure on these, so you can really get a feel for the well, your own shot sequence, but also the circumstances in the stadium.
Well, as you can see, the 40 wasn't possible before those last 2 arrows, but Brazil's concentration has got to remain high despite Korea getting back into the match. They trail 4-2, the Koreans, but you can see that they're just starting to smile now and just relax a little bit. It was a bit more tense at the beginning of the third.
Yeah, I think they've realized now how to deal with the current situation in the stadium, and they feel like they can afford a bit of a smile because they know that they're going to shoot another good end if they just do what they're supposed to do.
Can Brazil maintain their composure? If anything, the teenager Caetano on the Brazilian side has done the work to get them 4-0 up. She shot an 8 and a 10 in that last set, so she just needs to find her way back into the middle. Almeida's been consistent. The thing though is the Korean pair here of An and Kim have found the centre of the target, shot a perfect score in the third set. If they can do the same in the fourth, they're very likely to go to a shoot-off. Set number 4, Brazil leading Korea by 4 set points to 2. So it's Kim up to the shooting line.
Yeah, like I said, I think they've found their groove now, their mojo. It looks like they are comfortable again in this match, and it's interesting because you cannot really be comfortable in a match when you're trailing like this. But it seems like they have confidence, I wanted to say, to get back into this and force a shoot off. But this is quite the opportunity for Brazil to close out this.
Yeah, and then some. D'Almeida on the shooting line. Just got to relax and go through your process. A 10 here from Caetano, and Brazil are in the driving seat. Well, you can hear what it means to the Brazilian coach. They only need to match this Korean pair. So these 2 arrows are critical because Korea trail by a point at the halfway stage of this final regulation set. It's another dropped point.
Yeah, so even if Ansan here manages to shoot a 10, Brazil only has to keep those 2 arrows into the gold, and that would be enough.
She has got it into the 10 for a 37. 39 available to Brazil. There is some wiggle room here. What pressure on this shot.
She gets the 10.
Well, it's marked for a measure.
Quite confident that's a 10. I don't know if I should be saying that as a commentator, but it looked like it was clearly a 10.
Absolutely, you should say what you think. But it's gone for a measure technically, so a 9 now. They think that's enough, and the scoreline would suggest that the 9, even if it stays a 9, is enough. And what a win this has been for Brazil.
Yeah, this is the first real upset that we've had today, and what an upset it is.
Well, handshake's going around. The measure makes no difference at all. Brazil have done this. Of course, that measured arrow will be confirmed because the scores, of course, are all important. But what a win here for the Brazilian pairing of Caetano and Dalmeida. They've beaten a strong Korean pair by 5 set points to 3 for the bronze medal here in Medellin.